Thanks once again for joining us. Holly Shields here, reporting for Kalkine Media. Today's topic is on the rising housing unaffordability trends in the West. Hong Kong's limited space and high population have helped the country's housing market retain the title as most unaffordable for the past decade. In the early 2000s, the housing market in Hong Kong began to take off after a couple of financial crises shook the region in the 1990s. Within a decade, Hong Kong had surpassed previous title holders, including London, Monaco, as the most unaffordable. While Hong Kong remains securely in the lead, housing markets in the West are catching up. An important factor when calculating housing unaffordability is the median multiple. The median multiple is the median house price divided by the median household income of the market in question. The median multiple in Hong Kong has remained fairly stable at plus 20.0 for the past few years. The median multiple for Hong Kong is trending downwards, albeit ever so minutely. In contrast, the median multiples of Western markets are rising quickly. Vancouver and Sydney have retained their respective positions in the list as the second and third most unaffordable cities in the world. The housing markets in these two regions were expected to cool last year as the global pandemic slowed trade and enterprise. Rather, house prices shot up by record levels. The current median multiple for Vancouver is 13.0, up 1.1 points since February of 2020. While the current median multiple for Sydney is 11.8, up 0.8 points since February of 2020. Sales in Vancouver and Sydney are back to pre-pandemic levels. There is no indication that either of the markets would experience a slowdown or retraction. New Zealand's largest city, Auckland, has jumped up 2 places in the unaffordability ranking since last year and is now considered to have the 4th most unaffordable housing market. The current median multiple in Auckland housing is straight 10.0, up 1.4 points since February 2020. The unaffordability of Auckland housing is growing much faster than Vancouver and Sydney. The cost of housing in Auckland has risen by 253% in the past 2 decades. If this rate growth were to continue for the next 20 years, the median price is likely to touch New Zealand $3 million. Such a scenario would see Auckland eclipse Hong Kong, Vancouver, and Sydney to emerge out as the most unaffordable city in the world. Thanks again for tuning in. This has been Holly Shields for Kalkine Media.